President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the brutal terrorist attacks in Kanam and Wase, local government areas of Plateau State, describing the killings as heinous. In a statement by his media aide, Garba Shehu, the president said they should not be spared or forgiven, promised that the perpetrators will receive no mercy. Meanwhile, the Northern Elders Forum, through its Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Akim Baba Ahmed, has demanded the immediate resignation of President Muhammadu Buhari over the killings across the country. Yes, as if Mr. Garba Shehu and Femi Adesina, they have like a prototype in their computer. Yes. So anytime this kind of thing happens, they'll just copy and paste. Because he's always condemning, he's always bringing perpetrators into book, and now 7 years, almost 7 years after, I know that those perpetrators, they are never brought to book. Jide.
Yes, it's not enough to simply huff and puff. People have to be seen to be alive to their responsibilities. These bandits are not so bothered about what we say. To them, this is just impotent grandstanding. To say, look, the security agencies deal decisively, bring people to book. How many people are being tried as we speak? People are paraded for sundry crimes. After that, we won't hear anything again. Maybe through the back door, some of them will get released. We have not descended heavily enough on people who are killing innocent Nigerians. We've not done that. We've not made examples of these guys, and that is why this thing is rampant. I always say that every country must come up with the right laws to address the problems confronting it. When Uganda was confronted by a big problem of people raping virgins, believing that once they rape virgins, they will be cleansed of HIV. The president had to come out with the death penalty, and the thing stopped. In those days, every time we'll be reading about rape of virgins, and sometimes they will kill those virgins after raping them, believing that they will be cleansed of HIV. But we are no longer reading about those things because the government descended heavily on the perpetrators. In our own case, people will attack a community, kill so many people. Sometimes we will not even respond. We won't say anything. We had to come here to complain about the killings in Kebbi. Yeah. Before the people in charge visited the location. I mean, it's just, we are behaving like...
They were perpetrating that act.
We are behaving like these things don't matter. The question to ask is, as the governor of Plateau State, for example, has he visited the scene?
No, it will be in Abuja.
Has he visited the scene?
The politics
before then, there was another major attack on people that he also didn't go there. That's their governor. But we see our governors always in Abuja doing politics and all that while people are dying. It has to stop. We have to show to people that, look, we want to put an end to this nonsense. Killing people as if they are not even human beings. I mean, it should stop. These two local governments, this Kanam and Wase, they are 90% Muslims. It's not even like the usual attacks that we see, okay, Christian taking almost. No, they are 90% Muslim. Wase is a local government of predominantly Muslim people.
So we don't know what these people want.
Kanam, the same thing, they are neighbors. No, they still, eventually they kidnap people. You see, when people to constantly think that, okay, these are just terrorist attacks, to what end? You first ask the question, to what end? When people have the mission to make money, and we are making it look like, oh, it's just terror. No, that's not the definition. We are deceiving ourselves. If you came, you kill people, they kidnap more than 70 people on the day. But you see, the bandits don't just kidnap, they also kill people. But their mission is to make money off the suffering and pains of our people. We have to know that. Whether they come out to say, okay, this is our goal, like the idiots who attacked the train, saying that the government knows our goal, the government knows what we want. They are bloody criminals. It's money that they're after. They're already talking to families of people that they kidnap. They are not your usual usual terrorists. If you arrest terrorists in Kashmir now, they are not after money. That's the definition of terrorism. The Muslim Brotherhood, who were beheading people in Algeria in the early 90s, it wasn't money that they were after. They won an election and it was taken off them and they got angry.
This one say in the spirit of Salah, they are releasing somebody because it's an elderly man.
Oh, how is he elderly? How old is
liars.
He? Bloody liars. You took money from him. You are now saying that this thing, you are an old man. Which old man? And some Nigerians will be easily deceived.
Can you imagine?
Just deceived over little things as if we don't think.
Olabisi, consistently since Sunday, all our topics, we've been talking about killings, we've been talking about terrorism, because we can't just take our eyes off it. And because across the country, hardly will you see any part that you hear of people dying, people, killed, 25 people killed, this person, killing military. So since Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today. And if you look at the content analysis of national dailies in the last 6 months, it's always the same subject matter. I don't know what is happening. We are overwhelmed.
And if you also look at the response of government in the last 6 months or in the last few days, it is also always the same. The response is always the president calling on security agencies to either deal mercilessly with perpetrators or not to spare them and all of that. You said something at the beginning that it's as if these scripts are usually copied and pasted. There is no way you will not think like that, because almost all the time you can predict what will be and probably
vow to bring the perpetrators to book. And security should go out, agency should go out and deal mercilessly. If they won't rest till they get the perpetrators.
In this particular case, I brought out 2 things that the president said. He said they will get no mercy. They shall not be spared or forgiven. Those are powerful words. Because if you look at it, it's like they will get no mercy. No. You want to do a content analysis. You first of all ask yourself, where is this coming from? Should they get mercy? Where is even the word of mercy coming from in the first instance? Then they should not be forgiven. Where is forgiveness in this case?
Who is even thinking of forgiveness?
Who is even thinking of forgiveness?
Maybe the person who wrote it that is thinking of forgiveness.
Because I don't understand where that is coming from. Because this is a criminal offense. It's a criminal offense. If these people are criminals,
and it's still fresh,
and it's,
you can't be thinking of forgiveness.
Who are you forgiving? Who are you showing mercy to? So, in other words, that is probably why we are getting these things happening, because we keep approaching it the same way. And they said that if you do something continuously and it's not giving you results and you keep doing it, it shows that you are not being serious at all. And it's just so sad that in Nigeria now, the blood of Nigerians is just flowing everywhere, across region, across states, across everywhere. And it's just pretty sad. I don't know.
Okay, I have a caller. Today is calling us from Osun State.
Hello.
Thank you for staying with us today.
All right.
Go ahead.
What's your contribution?
Okay. Hello.
Today, yes, you are live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's have your contribution.
Yes. Please, I just have a question, please. Yeah, what is the problem with this state police of 18? Because if it had been that one or the president's son all the speaker, all the president of the Senate are involved in this thing. Is it the way they look at it? For common man to be killed on daily basis in Nigeria, I mean, I feel like shedding tears as I'm talking to you. What is there? Because if they attack people at very close distance to the state capital, I wonder what will happen to the people living so far away from the capital. If you have the state police in the local government, at least it will be easier for them to monitor the activities of these people. So what is the problem with the state police, for God's sake? Amotekun is doing well in those states and from other places. Please, you should appeal to them. I doubt if they are ever listening to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, the Northern Elders Forum, through its Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Akim Baba Ahmed, has asked President Muhammadu Buhari to resign.
First, let me address the last statement that Tunde, that he doubts if they ever listen to us. No, they listen. I just cited an example in Kebbi State. They won't listen to us all the time, but there are times when they listen, and I know that we have even played back some of what we told them to do when they eventually did it. So don't have the feeling that they don't listen. They listen. This is a program that they watch. We were here one day talking about the VP. We did not know the VP was watching us. Yep. In fact, we were cracking jokes. You know, he was watching about restructuring. And someone said, see, the VP is already in government, so don't expect him to talk about restructuring. You don't talk when you are eating. And the man got angry. He phoned in on the program. He responded, defended himself effectively. Okay. So if they were not listening, if they don't watch, how will he have talked to us on the day when we were even discussing this matter? I was the day too that I was talking about the IG, this current IG, that Boko Haram invaded his village, Gaidam, and I said, this person just took over as IG. You've already raided and taken over his village. He was watching. When he had a chance to talk to me, he said, I saw you that day when you were talking about. So don't have the feeling that they don't watch. They watch. Sometimes they do what we advise them to do. As journalists, we will not stop doing that. It is our duty. When we see something that is bad, we tell the government and leave the rest to them. We are not going to be hitting our heads against the wall if they choose not to do what we advise them to do. It's up to them. It's up to them. Back to your question, you see, in December 2020, the Northern Elders Forum advised the president to resign. For me, will the resignation of President Buhari bring a drastic change to what's going on in the country? I'm not convinced. Because when you ask him to resign, are you also saying the entire government should resign? I don't. We need a fundamental reordering of some of our processes, some of our structures, and the things that can make good governance possible. We need to sit down, look at those deliverables, and we have to do it in a very, very in a holistic manner. I don't think simply telling the president to resign is the solution. And you know, many people will not take what Dr. Baba Ahmed is saying seriously, because you know this is political season. They will say, oh, it was Atiku's agent, the heinous coalition center in Abuja. Remember that day when he had this argument with Keyamo? Or you've forgotten? So they will say, look, it's a partisan politician. Northern Elders Forum, their voice will carry greater weight when none of them is seen as beholden to a particular party, You understand?
Detach these interest groups.
No one is saying that the president. No one is saying that the president has performed so well. I criticize him here. On the issue of security, the president has done badly. I say that with my full chest. And the evidence is there for us to see. You are talking about the fact that we are talking about this in over 4 days. We are not going to see the major issues in the country and refuse to talk about them. When trains get hijacked and people are kidnapped, they are still in captivity. Are we going to keep quiet? Is that the role of the journalists? That's not the role of the journalist. And the journalist has the choice to go and go into farming. If he will not do his job the way it is prescribed for him to do. So this is the thing. I do not think, one, the president will not listen. This is not the first time. 2 years ago, he told him to resign. The old man didn't listen. He will not listen. What we can do is see how we can get the people in government, not just the president, but the people around him, the armed forces, to change their tactics, to see how they can protect us better. Let's offer suggestions. But if we think that we can tell Baba Buhari to resign at this stage, it's like just wasting one's breath. He will not resign. Even if he wants to resign, the people around him will say, no, Baba, just hang on, hang on. No, we have just a little over a year left. So that is the thing.
So when the president is been, they ask the president to resign, and a lot of people will tell you that his resignation is about, late. This call late in the day.
Well, initially when we started, we talked about people being overwhelmed, overburdened, and all of that. I count this call as a call coming out of an overwhelmed group. Apparently, they also saw what we are talking about, all the killings and all of that, and which they actually cited as their reason for asking the president to resign. But you see, there is what you can refer to as a lame duck call. So even you that is saying it, you know there is not going to achieve anything. You understand?
You don't expect him
to listen to you, but you just want to make a statement, just to show that okay, this is we don't agree with what is happening, and things are tough and all of that. So we want the president to know that we are not happy, especially coming from the Northern Elders Forum, that is supposed to be seen as, one of the major support groups for the president. I guess that is what they are just trying to say. Because for me, the president resigning, what will that achieve? Nothing, really. Besides, it will create another constitutional problem. You begin to say that, okay, people are already even saying that, please let election come. Let it hold. We don't want anything that will disturb 2023. Some people are even misinterpreting that call to mean that maybe they want to scuttle the democratic process and all of that. So,
okay.